How y'all doing? Welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming features in Tarkov, the future of Tarkov, what's going to be added, what's happening to the game. So this might be a bit of a long video compared to my other ones, which I do try and keep short. I try and keep this as short as possible. But before we get into the video, I'd really appreciate if you could smash the subscribe button and the like button. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the things coming to Tarkov and what you'd like to see within Tarkov. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell to keep up to date with future videos. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed already. We're nearly at 175 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get back into this video. We've got a lot of things to talk about. So to begin with, we're going to talk about what you're seeing in the background right now. What you are seeing is Streets of Tarkov footage. I will have this footage running throughout the whole of the video. If you haven't already seen it, I will have the link down in the description so you can check it out yourself if you want to. But basically, Streets of Tarkov is an ambitious map being made by Battlestate. It's the biggest map ever that they've made. It's a little city, it's the main city of Tarkov within Escape from Tarkov, and it's going to have 40 players within that city. And it said there's going to be dynamic extracts such as on reserve you have the train. It said there's going to be a helicopter extract on this map, so you call the helicopter, everybody will know, or the helicopter comes at a certain time, maybe at the end of the map, and you can extract with the helicopter. But it is an ambitious map, as I said. It's 40 players. There's a lot of verticality, multiple marked rooms and other stuff like that, so it's going to be great. Going to be a lot of action on this map. You're going to get a lot of gunfights, and there's a lot of loot to be found in all these apartments and buildings. As you can see in the background, it just looks great, graphically amazing. I can't wait for this. I wonder how it's going to run though. I hope it runs well though, as some people cannot actually even run reserve, so they are working through the optimization issues, but hopefully it should work well and everybody should love this map and be able to get onto it. As you can see in the background, it just looks amazing. Okay, so I think the most fitting thing to talk about next is the open world and how everything links. So they are planning on eventually making this game open world. I believe they're planning to do that by the end of next year. They're wanting to do it soon before the release of the game. They want to make sure Escape from Tarkov is open world. So to get out of a certain map, you have to travel through multiple maps and extract and get back to your hideout and get that loot back. So it's not going to be just where you have to get out of one raid and into the next. You actually have to get through the different maps, and if you look at different maps, you'll be able to see different areas connect. On shoreline you can see the reserve dome, and on woods you can see factory and other things. Like, if you pay enough attention, you can see other maps on almost every map. So yeah, all the maps are going to be linked. I'll have a picture in the background showing an idea of what it might be like. They are going to be adding the compass in the game, which I did make a video about, so it's going to be easier to traverse through the maps. So they will have an open world mode and also a raids mode, so there'll be different modes. Also, moving on to another point, there's going to be a new arena sort of mode. I don't know what this is. I'm not too sure about it, but it's just like the Scav and the PMC. You're going to have another character that isn't linked to your PMC, and it's basically like a Scav, and you'll be able to go in on an arena mode, and I believe you don't lose anything. Even if you die, you get to take it out. So it's going to be interesting to see what that arena mode is going to be like. And before I move off of different modes and maps, I'd like to say that when you're in labs, you have to actually go back out through Streets of Tarkov and get out. So you can't just extract from labs like that. You actually have to get out of labs and then go through Streets of Tarkov, survive Streets of Tarkov, and then extract with your loot. So it makes it a little bit harder and a little bit more realistic. Okay, so next up is actually the molly system and rigs. So right now in Tarkov you have different rigs. You have two types, just a normal rig and an armored rig. So let's say your normal rig might be a Triton rig or a bank robber rig, and then you got armored rigs like AVSs and other things like that. And then you've got just normal plate carrying armors. But what they're planning on implementing within Tarkov is customizable rigs, so you can choose the slots you want. If you want a 2x2 slot or a 1x1 or anything like that, so you have like different types of rigs in Tarkov already, which you can hold, like helmets or mags or just one slot items, you know. So what they're planning on doing is actually letting the rig be just as customizable as the guns. As you know, in Tarkov, you can customize the guns to your own taste and make them the way you want them. So that's what they're planning on doing with the rigs too. They're planning on adding the molly system where you can attach different pouches and vests and stuff to the rigs, just make them that bit more personalized and customized. So you can, let's say you want to run a loadout with 75 round mags for your AK. You can get loads of 2x2 slots and put them on the rig so you can carry multiple magazines and fit a lot of mags in there, and it just makes it much better, much more personalized, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun messing around with it. Another thing they're also planning on adding with this molly system, which they're planning on introducing in 12.8, I believe, is being able to change out steel plates, armor plates within raids. So let's say your armor gets shot up, it's on 0, you can pull the plates out and refresh them, but they will be heavy to carry, so you can't really take a lot of them in raid with you, and you'll be able to replenish them on the front and the back side, I believe. So it's going to be good, an interesting change within Tarkov. It's definitely going to change the way people play, as they may be carrying plates on them, or they may find plates in raid off of people, take the plates out of their vests and put them in their own. So the times of within Tarkov of dropping your rigs behind the door and hiding it and taking someone else's rig is kind of gone. People will kind of be using the plates and fixing their own rigs instead of having to drop them. So it's going to make it a lot easier and a lot better to, get in them firefights with a full fresh rig at all times. Okay, so the next feature is my most anticipated feature, along with the rigs and the molly system, is actually airdrops within Tarkov. Yeah, you heard that right. Airdrops within Escape from Tarkov. So what the plan with these is, in the middle of a raid, anytime dynamically, I guess, a plane is gonna drop a package, airdrop, care package, whatever you want to call it, out of the sky, and everyone in that lobby, in that match, will be alerted, and it'll just cause for, it'll create more interaction with players in that match, especially, let's say, in Streets of Tarkov, when you have 40 players fighting over one airdrop. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be some great gunfights. You'll be able to get more encounters with people in raids trying to go for airdrops. You can scout them out and, just wait for people to go for them and kill them. So it's pretty sick, in my opinion. I really like the idea of airdrops being added within the game. Now, I believe these airdrops will have only in raid accessible items, so maybe some grenade launchers and things like that they're planning on adding in the future of Tarkov. They've already added one grenade launcher, but I don't know, maybe a 10 round grenade launcher that you don't need to chamber each shell into. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be great to check out. And linking in with this airdrop feature is the UN faction. Now they are planning on adding a new faction within Escape from Tarkov, which is the United Nations faction. This faction is going to be peacekeeping, so they won't attack you unless you attack them. However, I do believe they attack scavs on site. So just like when you're playing as a player scav, the scavs will attack you unless you attack them. However, when you're playing as a player, the scavs just attack you whether you attack them or not. So it's just going to be like that. As a player scav, I believe the UN faction will attack you no matter what. But when you're playing as a PMC, the UN faction will not attack you, as they are a peacekeeping force in the real world. So this UN faction will also be set up at the different roadblocks on different maps, such as the UN roadblock extract on Woods, and on Customs there's loads of different UN block areas where there's Humvees and stuff like that. So they'll be situated around those areas, and then generally be carrying M4s and MP5s and other weapons like that you'd expect the United Nations to be carrying while they're out and about. Okay, so we're close to the end right now. Another thing I want to talk about is storyline quests. They're planning on changing the quest system into a storyline quest system. So you will have these quests, but then you'll have some sort of storyline as well to complete, which gives a bit of continuity in the game, and you can play a bit more. And it just makes sure you don't get bored of the game straight away. It gives you something more to do within Tarkov. Also, quickly to note, that the wipe system, the way Tarkov is run right now, around every 3 to 6 months, there's a wipe. They wipe the game because it brings people back to the game, and I think the wipe is good for the game. It just makes the game fresh, and everybody's on a level playing field. You can fight people on a level playing field, and if you join the game late, you will have been fighting higher level people with better guns than you, and it's hard to do the tasks and stuff like that. However, when the wipe happens, everyone's on a level playing field. You can all complete the quests at the same time, and you're fighting people with plain AKs and pistols and stuff like that. Also, just to mention that the wipe system is going to stay in Tarkov. However, they're going to have two different characters. So you can have one character where a wipe does happen and one character where a wipe does not happen, for the people who do not like wipes, because there are many people who don't like wipes. So you can choose whether you want to play with a wipe or without a wipe, I guess. But that's it from me today. If you did enjoy this video, I'd really appreciate if you could smash the subscribe button and the like button. I'd really appreciate it. It support the channel a lot. I know this video's been long, so I'm not going to hold you back any longer. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash the sub button, as I said, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.